page 11, paragraph page 1056.
Mm,
And our last headword was crease, new word type of lesson. Okay, so let's start with
okay.
revision. Ready?
Ready.
Okay, very good. So here we go. First question. When we write a report, who's the most likely to be our target audience? When we write a report, who's most likely to be our target audience? When we write a report,
When we write
our
a
target
report,
audience
our
is
target
most likely
audience
our
is most
boss at
likely
work
our boss
or a member
at work
of
or a
another
member
organization
of another
or
organization
committee.
or committee.
Therefore, what writing style should we use? Therefore, what writing style should we use? We should use a
We
formal
should use
and
a
impersonal
formal
style.
and impersonal style.
Very good. Tell me easy ways to help create a formal and impersonal style. Tell me three easy ways to help create a formal and impersonal style. Three easy ways to help
The easy ways
create
to
a
help
formal and
create a
impersonal
formal
style
and
are
impersonal
to
style
avoid the
are
use
to
of
avoid
contractions,
use of
use the
contractions,
passive voice
use the
where
passive voice
possible, and avoid
with possible, and avoid
using the pronoun I
using a pronoun
in the
I
main paragraphs.
in the main paragraphs.
Your baby is also answering. Okay.
Yes, you're hearing. Yeah, I
Yeah, that's
sometimes
correct.
disappear from the screen because I
Oh,
have to take care of my baby, so
no
please don't
problem, no problem
mind.
with that. I
I'm
understand.
listening to your voice still.
I also have a lot of babies. I have 8 cats and 3 dogs. Okay,
Wow, big family.
yeah, like a zoo. Okay, next. What are the two common ways to start a report? What are two common ways of starting a report? Two common ways
Two
of
common
starting
ways
a report
of starting a
are by
report
using a title
are by using a
or by
title
using to,
or by
from,
using
and
to,
subject
from,
lines,
and subject
as in
lines,
an email.
as in email,
As in an email.
as in an email.
Very good. Which two pieces of information do we normally put in the introduction paragraph? Which two pieces of information do we normally put in the introduction paragraph? Two pieces of
Two pieces
information we
of
normally
information
put
we
in
normally
the
put
introduction
in the
paragraph
introduction
are the
paragraph
aim of the report
are the aim of the
and
report
where we got
and
our
where we got
information from.
our information from.
Why do we normally give each paragraph a subheading when writing a report? Why do we normally give each paragraph a subheading when writing a report? We normally give
We
each
normally
paragraph
in
a
each
subheading
paragraph a
when
subheading
writing a report
when
to
writing a
make it
report
clear to the
to make it
reader
clear
what each
to the reader
paragraph is about.
what each paragraph is about.
Right? Should the main paragraph of a report mainly state facts or give our own personal opinions? Should the main paragraph of a report mainly state facts or give our own personal opinions? The main
The
paragraphs of
main
a
paragraphs
report should
of our
mainly
report
state
could
facts. State
mainly
facts.
state state
Facts.
facts.
Very good. So where do we normally write our own opinions? So where do we normally write our own opinions? We normally write
We normally
our own
write our
opinions
own
in the
opinions
conclusion
in the
paragraph.
conclusion paragraphs.
What else do we often put in the conclusion? What else do we often put in the conclusion? We often put
We often put
recommendations in the
recommendations
conclusion.
in the conclusion.
Like, have you ever tripped over your shoelaces? Have you ever tripped over your shoelaces? Yes or no?
Yes,
I've sometimes tripped
I've sometimes
over
slipped
my shoelaces.
over my shoelaces.
Very good. Can insects such as mosquitoes and flies infect people with disease? Can insects such as mosquitoes and flies infect people with disease? Yes. Insects
Yes,
such as
insects such
mosquitoes
as
and
mosquitoes
flies can
and
infect
flies
people
infect people
with disease.
with disease.
Very good. And are some of these infections potentially fatal? And are some of these infections potentially fatal? Yes. Some
Yes,
of these
some of
infections
these
are
infections
potentially fatal.
are potentially fatal.
Right, who's the most influential leader your country's had in the last 100 years or so? Who's the most influential leader your country's had in the last 100 years or so? The most
The
influential
most
leader my
influential leader
country's had. My
we had,
country's, one more, the most
uh, the
influential
most
leader
influential
my
leader
country's had
my countries
in the
had
last 100
in the
years
last
or so
100 years or
was?
so was Tanaka Kagwe.
Very good. How many layers of bricks do you reckon a wall 2 meters high consists of? How many layers of bricks do you reckon a wall 2 meters high consists of? I reckon a
I
wall
reckon
two
a
meters
wall
high
2 meters
consists
high
of
consists of 10 layers
layers of
of
bricks.
bricks.
Very good. The most businesses run at a loss for a while when they're first established before they manage to break even. The most businesses run at a loss for a while they're first established before they manage to break even. Yes, most
Yes,
businesses run
most
at a
businesses
loss
run
for
at
a
a loss
while when
for a
they're
while
first
when
established
they're
first
first established
before they manage to break
before they
even.
manage to break even.
What's the opposite of at a loss? What's the opposite of at a loss? The opposite
The
of at
opposite
a loss
of at a
is
loss
at a
is
profit.
at a profit.
Very good. Does your mother have a specific perfume that she always wears? Does your mother have a specific perfume that she always wears? Yes or no?
Yes,
My mother has
my
a
mother
specific
has
perfume
a specific
that she
perfume
always wears.
that she always wears.
Which one?
Is a Japanese traditional perfume.
Very good. Do you have good vision? Do you have good vision? Yes or no?
No,
I don't have good
I
vision.
don't have good vision.
If someone can only see objects clearly when they're quite far away, are they short-sighted or long-sighted? If someone can only see objects clearly when they're quite far away, are they short-sighted or long-sighted? When someone can
When
only
someone
see
can
objects
only see
clearly
objects
when they're quite
clearly
far
when
away,
they're
quite
quite far away,
they're long-sighted.
they're low-sighted.
Very good. When did the medium of television become available to the average household? When did the medium of television become available to the average household? The medium of
The
television
medium of
became
television
available
became
to the
available
average household
to the average
during
household
the second half
during the
of
second
the
half
20th century.
of the 20th century.
Do you think printed media such as books and newspapers will eventually disappear? Do you think printed media such as books and newspaper will eventually disappear? Yes or no?
No,
I don't think
I don't
printed
think
media
printed
such
media,
as
such
books
as
and
books
newspapers
and
will
newspapers,
eventually
will
disappear.
eventually disappear.
Are the media in your country entitled to report whatever they like? Are the media in your country entitled to report whatever they like? Yes or no?
No,
The media in my
the
country
media in
aren't
my country
entitled to report
aren't entitled to
whatever they
report
like.
whatever they like.
Do you agree that social media such as Instagram can in fact end up making people less sociable? Do you agree that social media sites such as Instagram can in fact end up making people less sociable? Yes or no?
No,
I don't
I don't
agree that
think
social media
agree that social media
sites, one more.
such a
I'm sorry, my
site.
mistake. One more. No, I don't agree
No, I don't
that
agree
social media
that
sites
social
such
media
as
sites
Instagram
such as
can in
Instagram
fact end up
can in fact
making people
in,
end up
have sorry
can
I made a mistake.
one more. No, I don't agree
No, I
that
don't
social
agree
media
that
sites
social media
such as
sites
Instagram
such as
can
Instagram
in fact
can
end
in
up
fact
making
end
people
up making
less
people
sociable.
less sociable.
Very good. What's the principal objective of any commercial businesses? What's the principal objective of any commercial businesses? The principal objective
The principal
of any
objective
commercial
of
business
any
is to
commercial
make a
business
profit.
is to make a profit.
How come it's difficult for parents to assess their children's progress at school objectively? How come it's so difficult for parents to assess their children's progress at school objectively? It's so difficult for
It's so
parents
difficult
to
for
assess
parents
their
to
children's
assess
progress
their
at school
children's progress at
objectively
school
because
objectively
their feelings
because
for
their
their children
feelings,
can prevent
sorry,
them
their feeling
for their
uh,
children
or their
can
children
prevent them
can prevent them
from judging things
from judging
reasonably.
things rationally.
Very good. What's the opposite of objective? What's the opposite of objective? The opposite
The
of
opposite
objective
of
is
objective is
subjective.
subjective.
But if you didn't hang on to something when standing up on a moving bus, what might happen? If you didn't hang on to something when standing up on a moving bus, what might happen? If I didn't hang
If I
on to
didn't
something
hang on to
when
something
standing up On
is
a
standing
moving
up
bus,
on a moving
I
bus
might fall over.
and it might fall over.
How can you stop a window rattling in the wind? How can you stop a window rattling in the wind? You can stop a
You
window
can stop a
rattling
window
in the wind
rattling in the
by
wind
pushing a small
by pushing
wedge of
a
wood,
small wedge of
card,
wood,
or cloth
card, or
into the
cloth
gap
into the
between the
gap
window
between
and
the
the frame.
window and the frame.
Which type of food is often sold in wedge-shaped blocks? What type of food is often sold in wedge-shaped blocks? Cheese is often
This
sold
is often
in
sold
wedge-shaped blocks.
in wedge-shaped blocks.
Very good. What would I mean if I said I saw a terrific film last night? What would I mean if I said I saw a terrific film last night? If you said you
If you
saw
said
a
you
terrific
saw
film
a
last night,
terrific film last
you'd mean
night,
you saw
it
a
means
very good
you
film.
saw a very good film.
Very good. Was there a terrific amount of technological progress during the last century? Was there a terrific amount of technological progress during the last century? Yes, there was
Yes,
a
there
terrific
was
amount
a
of
terrific amount
technological
of
progress
technological progress
during the last century.
during the last century.
Very good. If you fold a piece of paper in half twice, unfold it, and then tear along the creases, how many pieces of paper do you end up with? If you fold a piece of paper in half twice, unfold it, and then tear along the creases, how many pieces of paper do you end up with? If you fold a
If you
piece of
hold
paper
a piece of
in
paper
half twice,
in half twice
unfold it, and then
and fold it,
tear
and
along the
then
creases,
tear along the
you end
creases,
up with
you
four
end up
pieces of
with
paper.
4 pieces of paper.
And that's the end of our revision. Very good, very fast. Let's have new work. Okay, and very good tone also. Very good. Okay, so let's start with the first set. Okay, repeat. Unique.
Unique.
Species.
Sorry, I couldn't hear your voice.
Species.
Species.
Very good, like different kind of species. Okay, listen. The word unique is an adjective. It is used to say that something or someone is unlike anything or anyone else. For example, everyone's fingerprints are unique. Species is a noun. It means a group of animals or plants that are similar and can produce young animals or young plants. For example, one thing that's unique about human beings in comparison with all other animal species is that humans can read and write. Let's practice. Tell me something that's unique about human beings in comparison with all other animal species. Tell me something that's unique about human beings in comparison with all other animal species, please. One thing that's unique
Thing
about
unique
human beings
about human
in
beings
comparison
in
with all
comparison
other
with
animal
all other
species
animal
is
species is to write and speak.
very good. Okay, next repeat count.
Count,
Count on,
count on,
count in,
count in,
count out,
count out,
prices.
rises.
Very good. Okay, listen, the word count is a verb. It means to consider or regard someone or something in a specified way. For example, in my view, the type of work I do counts more than the salary I earn.
Hmm.
Crisis is a noun. It means a difficult or dangerous situation that needs serious attention. For example, most people blame the government for the country's worsening economic crisis. Count on means to rely on. For example, of all the people I know, I feel I could really count on my wife in a crisis. Count in is a phrasal verb. It means to plan to include someone in an activity. For example, my friend asked me, "Do you want to go to the beach with us?" Then I replied, "Yes, count me in." Count out is a phrasal verb. It is the opposite of count in, which therefore means to not include someone in an activity. For example, if you are looking for people to help you clean the house today, count me out. I won't be helping you because I am very tired today. Let's practice. Which counts more in your view? The salary you earn or the type of work you do? Which counts more in your view? The salary you earn or the type of work you do? In my view,
In
the
review, the uh, kind of
work
work
I do
I do
counts more than the
counts more
salary I earn.
than the salary I earn.
Where of all the people you know, who do you feel you could really count on for support in a crisis? Of all the people you know, who do you feel you could really count on for support in a crisis? Of all the people
Of
I
all
know,
the people
I
I know,
feel I could
I feel
really count
I could
on
really count on my brother
for support in a
for
crisis.
support in a crisis.
Right? If this school were organizing a free mountain climbing trip this weekend, could we count you in or would you tell us to count you out? If this school were organizing a free mountain climbing trip this weekend, could we count you in or would you tell us to count you out? Yes or no.
No,
If this school
if
were
the school
organizing
or
a free
organizing
mountain
a
climbing
free
trip
mountain climbing trip
this weekend, I
this
tell
weekend,
you to count me
I
out.
tell you to count me out.
Very good. Okay, now we're going to do some exercise with the book. Can you do it or let's continue new work?
Please continue the new work.
Very good. Okay.
She's crying.
Yeah, I know, no problem. Okay, so let's have next common prefixes. Okay, so let's have okay, repeat dismal.
The
This
smell.
dismal.
The smell.
Very good. Or like bad. Listen, some more common prefixes that we use in English are pre, meaning before, and meaning make or give, miss, meaning wrong or bad, or ex, meaning previous or out. The word dismal is an adjective. It means very bad or very poor. For
Mm.
example, he was excluded from the team owing to his recent dismal performances. Okay, so let's practice. Oh, there we go. What meaning can the prefix pre add to a word? What meaning can the prefix pre add to a word? The prefix pre
The
can
prefix
add
pre
the meaning
can add the
of
meaning
before to a
of
word.
before of a word.
Give me an example. Give me an example, please. It's not fair to
It's not fair
prejudge people.
to prejudge people.
Very good. What meaning can the prefix en add to a word? What meaning can the prefix n add to a word? The prefix n
The prefix
can
and
add the meaning
can
of
add the
make
meaning
or give
of make
to a
or
word.
give to word.
Give me an example. Give me an example, please. She endears herself
In
to
theirs
everyone.
herself
She
for
meets
everyone.
with her
She
great
meets
sense of
with her
humor.
great sense of humor.
Could I entrust you
Could I
with making
entrust you with making
all the necessary
all the
arrangements?
necessary arrangements?
Very good. What meaning can the prefix miss add to a word? What meaning can the prefix miss add to a word? The prefix
The
miss
prefix
can
miss
add the meaning
can add the meaning
of wrong or
of
bad
wrong
to a word.
or bad to a word.
Give me an example. Give me an example, please. The hotel
The
customers
hotel
had
customers
clearly been
had
mistreated
clearly been mistreated
and were granted a
and
full
were
refund.
granted a,
Full
a
refund.
full refund.
Very good. It was his misfortune, Omar,
It
it
was his
was
misfortune
to be chosen to speak to
to
the
be
boss. To be
sorry,
chosen
to be chosen
to speak to the boss.
to speak to the
Very
boss.
good. One more. It was
Mm.
his
It was
misfortune
his
to
misfortune
be chosen to
to be
speak to the
chosen
boss.
to speak to the boss.
Wait, what meaning can the prefix x add to a word? What meaning can the prefix x add to a word? The prefix x
The
can
prefix at
add the meaning
and at the meeting
of previous or
of
out
previous
to a word.
or out to a world.
Give me an example. Give me some examples, please. He still communicates
He still
with
communicates
his ex-wife.
with his ex-wife.
He was excluded from the
He was
team
excluded from the
owing
team
to his recent
owing to his
dismal
recent
performances.
dismal performances.
Very good. Okay, let's just continue new work, right?
Mm.
Okay, very good. Next, repeat. Soul.
So,
Very good. Okay, listen. Okay, so soul is a noun. It means the spiritual part of a person that is believed to give life to the body, and in many religions is believed to live forever. For
mm,
example, I believe that humans have a soul that carries on living after death.
mm,
Let's
mm.
practice. Do you believe that humans have a soul that carries on living after death? Do you believe that humans have a soul that carries on living after death? Yes or no?
Yes.
I believe
I
that
believe
humans have a
a
soul
human as has a soul
that carries on living
that carries
after
on
death.
living after death.
Very good. Next, repeat. Bother.
Bother.
Out loud.
Out loud.
Very good. Okay, listen. Out loud means in a way that is loud enough to be clearly heard by other people. For example, some people play music out loud on public transport.
Mm.
Bother is a verb. It means to cause someone to feel annoyed. For example, it bothers me when another passenger plays music out loud in public transport. When we say we can't be bothered to do something, we mean that we are not willing to make the effort to do something. For example,
Mm.
I just can't be bothered to do my homework now. I'll do it tomorrow. Okay, let's practice. Does it bother you when another passenger plays music out loud on public transport? Does it bother you when another passenger plays music out loud on public transport? Yes or no?
Yes.
It bothers me
It
when
bothers me
another passenger
when another
plays
passenger
music out
plays
loud
music
on
out
public
loud
transport.
on public transport.
What do we mean when we say we can't be bothered to do something? What do we mean when we say we can't be bothered to do something? When we say
When
we
we
can't
say
be bothered
we can't
to
be
do
bothered
something,
to
we
do
mean
something,
that we
we
are not
mean
willing
that we are
to
not
make
willing
the effort to
to
do
make the
something.
effort to do something.
Give me an example. Give me an example, please. I just can't be
I
bothered
just can't be bothered
to do my homework
to do
now.
my homework
I'll do
now.
it tomorrow.
I'll do it tomorrow.
Very good. Next, repeat. Manual.
Federal,
Manual.
manual,
High tech.
pi tech.
High tech. Okay, very
Sorry,
good.
I couldn't.
Like high
Mm.
technology. High tech.
High tech, high
Very
tech.
good.
Thank you.
Okay, listen. High tech means the use or creation of new scientific methods or materials, especially when they involve computers and electronic devices. For example, people nowadays are using high technology products to make their work easy. Manual can be a noun and an adjective. Okay, but we stop there for today. Okay, but we
Okay.
only have six, but very good practice. Oh, you're very good in English, even though you got like little baby on your side.
Thank you, Ariel.
Very good
Thank you for your
listening skill.
cooperation.
No problem.
Mm.
Thank you very much. See you again tomorrow, right?
Thank you.
Yep.
See you
Yep. Bye bye.
tomorrow. Bye
Have a great day.
bye.